Hello, it's Dumplet here. Welcome to part 20 of 25 of the College Entrance Test Review. Credits to the review masters for providing me with these items. To continue, item 77, given that f of x equals 5x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus x squared plus 2x plus 5, find f of negative 1 minus f of 1. So recall that a function, we substitute x as whatever the value is inside. So we're going to substitute negative 1 and 1 here to the functions and then evaluate them. So substitute negative 1, we're going to get this, and substituting 1, we're going to get this. So let's try to evaluate this one first at the top. F of negative 1, so this term, so that's 5 times 1, that's going to be 5. Now it's going to be 3 times negative 1, so that's minus negative 3, minus negative 1 squared, that's 1, plus 2 times negative 1, that's negative 2. Then we add 5. So 5, essentially we're going to have 5 plus 3 minus 1 minus 2 plus 5. Now for f of 1, well, these are all 1 anyway, so we're just going to write 5 minus 3 minus 1 plus 2 plus 5. Now the blue one here evaluates to 5 plus 3, that's 8. Minus 1, that's 7, minus 2, that's 5, plus 5, that's going to give us 10. Now the green one evaluates to 5 minus 3, that's 2, minus 1, that's 1, plus 2, that's 3, plus 5, that's equal to 8. So we have 8 here. Now since we're getting f of negative 1 minus f of 1, we're just going to write 10 minus 8, and then 10 minus 8 gives us 2. And we should have choice D for this answer, for this question. Item 78. A biker took 2 hours to ride 24 kilometers and then returned by the same route. If he rode an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour on the return trip, what was his average speed in kilometers per hour for the round trip? Now, it's a big no-no for us to simply just get the speed in the first part of the journey. So we can easily get that the speed in the first part of the journey is just 24 kilometers over 2 hours. So speed is equal to distance over time. So speed 1 would be 12, and that's correct. And you cannot, okay, so try to take the average of 12 and 8, that will be 10. So we should have choice C for this answer, but this is a big no-no. That's not the way to get the average speed. Now there are 2 ways. The first way is to note that the average speed is calculated by the following. So same thing, speed is equal to distance over time. So speed, the average speed, so I'm just going to write S sub A here for average speed, equals to the total distance traveled, which is going to be 48 kilometers. Again, the trip towards and back, since it's a round trip. So 24 to, 24 from, so we're going to have 48 kilometers as our total distance. And divided by the total time taken. Now the first part of the journey, it's reported to be 2 hours. Now for the last part of the journey, or the latter part of the journey, it's not given, but we can do it because the return trip is 24 kilometers long, and the biker rode an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour. So the time here, we can use this formula to get the time as well. Time will equal distance divided by the speed. So 24 kilometers over 8 kilometers per hour, that gives you 3 hours. So time 1 is 2 hours, time 2 is 3 hours, so total it's going to be 5 hours. So the average speed, it's going to be 48 over 5 kilometers per hour. Now, for the other method, it's going to be this. So we need the 2 speeds, so we have S1, which is not given, but we can solve it via formula distance, which is given, 24 kilometers, divided by the time. So the biker took 2 hours for the first 24 kilometers. So the speed 1, or the speed of the biker in the first part of the journey, is 24 divided by 2, and that's 12 kilometers per hour. Now after you get that the speed is 12 kilometers per hour, we're going to apply the following formula. We're going to get the harmonic mean of these two. So the harmonic mean is achieved by this. So 2AB divided by A plus B. So substituting these two values, we'll have 2 times 12 times 8 and then divide it by 12 plus 8. Now, we can easily compare these two. So from the first way, we got that the average speed is equal to 48 over 5 kilometers per hour. So S sub A is equal to 48 over 5 kilometers per hour. And then for the second method, when we use the harmonic mean formula, we're going to get 2 times 12 times 8, and then we're going to divide it by 20. Now 12 and 20, they both have a common factor of 4, so I can put it as 5 here and then 3 here. So 2 times 3 times 8 would indeed give us 48 over 5 as well. So 48 over 5 in both cases. So both will work. Now it's not we're just trying to get the answer in decimals. We're just going to divide 48 by 5. Divide 48 by 5, so 9, because 5 goes into 48 9 times, so 45. We subtract, and then 3, bring down the 0 after a decimal point, so put a decimal point here. So 30 divided by 5, that gives us 6. So and it's going to give us exact, so exactly 0 as a difference here. So the answer would indeed be 9.6. Now this is in kilometers per hour. So there we go. The average speed for the round trip is 9.6. So there are two ways. Either use the formula distance over time, so the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken, or you can use the shortcut here, the 2ab over a plus b, where a and b are the speeds taken. So both of these will give you the same answer of 9.6. Next, item 79. If the sum of two positive integers is 16 and the difference of their squares is 64, what is the difference of the two integers? Now, one can simply do trial and error, and it's I think it's pretty obvious enough. If I tell you that 10 plus 6 equals 16, and then 10 squared minus 6 squared is indeed 64, you would agree that the answer is just a is 10 and b is 6. So a minus b should equal 4. And indeed, it is correct that a minus b is indeed equal to 4. Now, alternatively, we can use our knowledge in algebra. Now, this part here, a squared minus b squared, it's a difference of two squares. Now, we can easily factor it, and this is actually factored into a plus b times a minus b. And now it is given that the difference of these two numbers, so a squared minus b squared, that's equal to 64. So 64. Now a plus b here is equal to 16. So 16 times a minus b, that's equal to 64. So divide both sides by 16. We're going to get that a minus b equals 64 divided by 16. And if you divide 64 by 16, you're going to get the answer of 4. So either trial and error or using our skills in algebra, we will be able to get that the answer is here, choice D. So it's 4. Last item, find the value of q so that q over x minus 2x plus 3 has 4 as a root. So what we mean by has 4 as a root, so 4 is a root to this equation. So if 4 is a root, I can replace x by this value of 4 and the equation will be correct. So q over x becomes q over 4, and 2x over here becomes 2 times 4. So this equation should be true. So all I have to do is just solve for q. Now 2 times 4, that's equal to 8. So I can add 8 to both sides. I'm going to get q divided by 4. That's going to be 3 plus 8, which is 11. And just solve for q here. We're going to get that q is equal to multiply both sides by 4. So it's going to be 11 times 4. Work out the math, and you're going to get that q equals 44. So we have choice D for this item. Hopefully you guys learned something new from this video, and I'll see you in part 21. Bye-bye.